This is the history of Manchester Airport. Originally known as Ringway Airport, Manchester Airport was planned in the mid-1930s during the exciting age of aviation and officially opened for business in 1938. The airport was originally used as a training base for the military during the war years, with expansions underway by the late 1940s, including an extension of the runway. The booming holiday package industry in the 1960s was a definite turning point in the history of Manchester International Airport and saw the arrival of a striking new terminal building along with two large passenger piers. Over the next 20 years, facilities were improved and a third pier was added. Together with a new departure area, long-haul flights were introduced in the 1980s and the airport became an international gateway when it was named Manchester International Airport, MAN. On site at Manchester Airport, you will discover a comprehensive range of facilities aimed at passengers of all backgrounds. Essentials include ATMs, business facilities and medical centres. Lounge areas offer a wide variety of shopping, dining options and duty-free shops, such as Dixon's Tax-Free and Alpha Airport Shopping, which can all be found beyond passport control into the departures lounge. The airport has conference facilities for up to 400 people, with the nearby Boolies, Crowne Plaza, Hilton, Radisson Blu and Atlantic hotels all offer a comprehensive business centres featuring a wide range of related services. Worth noting, business passengers will only find basic facilities at a Manchester Airport itself. Emirates Airlines' presence at Manchester began in 1990 when the initial weekly flights operated using the Airbus A310. The service began on a twice per week basis. These flights, as well as operations to London Gatwick, kick-started the airline's success within the UK. On the 2nd of November 2015, Emirates celebrated 25 years of flying from Manchester Airport. During COVID and lockdown, Emirates flew the 777-300 to Manchester from Dubai, but then after COVID-19 in 2022 resumed operations to Manchester. Now we're moving on to Ryanair.
Not another one?
Ryanair are known for being the low-cost carrier that they are, with only operating from one terminal in Manchester Airport, the dreaded Terminal 3. With only a 25-minute turnaround time, Ryanair are the worst UK carrier. This is the history of Manchester Airport Terminal 2. In 1928, Barton, near Eccles, is chosen as the site of Manchester's new aerodrome. At the same time, Manchester City Council is keen to establish a municipal airport, so a temporary airfield is built in Wythenshawe. In 1929, Wythenshawe Airport opens for business. In 1930, Barton Aerodrome is completed. The aerodrome includes a control tower, a large hangar, both of which still stand today. In 1939, the Second World War broke out. Ringway Airport goes on to become a hub of wartime engineering activity. Runway and airport facilities are enhanced with 3 new runways and 10 new hangars. The airport also acts as a training centre. By 1974, a new intercontinental pier capable of handling Boeing 747s opens for business. The new intercontinental pier features numerous innovations, including travellators, waiting lounges and air conditioning. For the first time, air bridges connect passengers direct to the aircraft. In 1986, the World Freight Terminal opens. In 1987, passengers top 1 million a month for the first time ever. By 2001, Manchester Airport completes the purchase of East Midlands Airport. In 2003, Manchester Airport's bid to house one of the retired Concorde fleet is successful. The aircraft GBOAC went on display at the Runway Viewing Park in spring 2004. Before being moved to its new £1 million home, the Concorde Conference Centre, in 2008. In 2010, Manchester welcomes the A380, the world's biggest aircraft that now operates 3 daily flights between Manchester and Dubai. In 2013, Manchester Airport celebrated its 75th birthday. Also in 2013, Manchester's group, MAG, purchased London Stansted and became the UK's largest airport operator. Also in 2013, Manchester Airport's new control tower opened, and then the last event in 2013, Airport City Manchester was granted planning approval. In 2014, Cathay Pacific launched a 4 times a week service direct from Manchester to Hong Kong. In 2015, Chinese President Xi Jinping visited Manchester Airport with David Cameron. In 2016, Virgin Atlantic celebrated 20 years flying from Manchester in July. Also in 2016, Manchester Airport experienced its busiest ever Christmas period with a 22% year-on-year growth. In 2017, Virgin Atlantic and Thomas Cook Airlines launches flights to San Francisco. In 2017, the airport celebrates its busiest day with more than 107,000 passengers passing through the 3 terminals. And in 2018, Manchester Airport celebrates its 80th birthday by releasing a special birthday video featuring Manchester poet Tony Walsh, aka Longfellow. If you enjoyed this video, then make sure to go and smash the like button, hit subscribe so you never miss a video or a stream. That is me done now for the weekend. I will not be in this premiere that you are seeing tonight, Friday night. I hope you all have a lovely weekend, yeah, thanks very much for watching, and bye-bye. On March 31st, 2023, EasyJet celebrated 15 years of serving at Manchester Airport. EasyJet first served Manchester on March 30th, 2008. Manchester had 2 based A320s from the get-go, enabled by the acquisition of British Airways franchise carrier GB Airways. 15 years on, it is EasyJet's 6th most served airport by seats for sale, with 21 aircraft stationed there. EasyJet's initial Manchester flight took off on the March 30th, the first day of the northern summer season that year. According to Cirium, it had 6 routes that first summer: Alicante, Heraklion, Malaga, Malta, Paphos and Tenerife. Given how significant the destinations are, it is no surprise that they all still remain today. In 2008, EasyJet was Manchester's 19th biggest airline by seats for sale. It had 1.5% of the airport's capacity. It was a time when things were very different, with many then significant operators no longer around. At the time, Thomas Cook was Manchester's largest carrier, with Flybe 2nd, Monarch 3rd, BMI 5th and BMI Baby 7th. Obviously, all of these have now gone. A decade and a half later, EasyJet is Manchester's 2nd largest airline. It has 2.5 million departing summer seats for sale, double for both ways. Behind only Ryanair, which has 2.58 million. Jet2 is 3rd with 1.83 million, and TUI in 4th with 1.21 million, and Emirates 5th, 380,000. EasyJet now provides 1 in 4 Manchester seats. It is LCC's 6th most served airport after London Gatwick, Geneva, Milan Malpensa, London Luton and Bristol. However, reflecting on distance and activity, Manchester is behind only Gatwick network-wide by available seat kilometres. EasyJet has 69 summer routes. They include Istanbul Airport, the enormous city's primary gateway, and a brand new airport in the carrier's network, which started service in twice weekly from June 9th. 2023. There's also Belfast City, which they started operating from in June 29th, 2023. Both new routes join Paris-Orly, which launched on the March 27th of 2023, and Murcia, which started on March 28th, which was twice weekly. Adding Orly means Manchester is one of just 5 UK airports to have flights from Orly, Charles de Gaulle and Amsterdam. In 2023, Hurghada was the furthest EasyJet flown. At the airport level, Amsterdam is EasyJet's #1 Manchester route. It has 171,600 departing seats and up to 6 daily flights. That is then followed by Belfast International, which has a 171,200 one-way capacity. Paris-Charles de Gaulle has 116,400, Alicante 90,600 and Dalaman 78,300. The 6 originals. Only Alicante is in the top 5 list 15 years later. At city level, the launch of Belfast City means that the Northern Ireland city inevitably jumps from first place, then Amsterdam and Paris. What do you make of it all? Let me know in the comments below. In 2023, 69 routes were spread across the 24 countries. Inevitably, it has more capacity to Spain than anywhere else, followed by the UK, mainly thanks to Belfast, Greece, France and then the Netherlands. These 5 countries have almost 6 in 10 seats, 58%. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure that you've hit the notification bell as well so you never miss a video or a stream. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next one, and bye bye. All of the footage in this video goes to TTE. At the airport level, Amsterdam is EasyJet's #1 Manchester route this summer. It has Paris-Charles de Gaulle 1,000. No, it's 116,000, you dummy, oh my god. In 2023, it has 1 million. For God's sake. Thanks for watching. In the summer of 1991, Manchester Airport revealed a plan for a second runway to keep up with the growth in air traffic. The completion date was set for 1998. Airport says it will create 50,000 new jobs. The cost was put at £36 million. Hundreds of protesters are saying that it will damage the environment. The board prefers the Mobley option. In November 1992, 3 options are now being considered. On the 5th of March 1993, Her Majesty the Queen opens the £265 million Terminal 2, and in 1997, building begins on runway 2, also known as 23 left. In July 1996, public inquiry gets underway, giving evidence against our MAJAG, the Manchester Airport Joint Action Group, the former hostage Terry Waite and Liverpool Airport. The hearing lasts for 101 days. On 12th of December 2000, the second runway at Manchester Airport is due to be open to traffic, 7 months later than originally intended. Airport officials say that the adverse weather conditions have been the principal reason for the delay. But throughout the 10-year planning and building period, the runway has been surrounded by controversy, particularly in its environmental consequences. The site was occupied by protesters for several months in 1997 when activists built tree houses and underground tunnels. The £172 million project is aimed at allowing 40 million passengers a year to use the airport, which is compared to the 18 million. David Teal, the airport's Director of Customer Services, said, "This has been one of the most exciting and ambitious construction and environmental management projects the country has ever seen. The planners had been at pains to meet the environmental concerns." Dr. Tim Walmsley said, "The environmental mitigation works have been at the forefront throughout. For example, while factors such as landscape and visual needs and amenity and recreation requirements have all been integrated into the plan. It is the implementation of the nature conservation proposals which has taken priority. About 150,000 trees have been planted on the 850 acres surrounding the runway. 97 ponds have been restored or created, and 37,000 amphibious creatures including frogs, toads and newts have been moved. The runway has been built using 300,000 tonnes of concrete and about 55 tonnes of asphalt." Well, that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed learning about how the second runway at Manchester Airport was built. I certainly found it very interesting. There was lots of bits in the script that I didn't include because it was a lot and a lot of research went into it as well. But I'm glad. I think it's turned out good. So make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Also, a big shout out to TTE and Manchester Aviation and Rail. They're just great people, and just overall brilliant people, and they have their own YouTube channels as well. So go and give them a sub It was used to build and 55 tons of asphalt. That's not going in. It's the implementation of the nature conservation. The completion date was set for 1980. No, it's 1998, isn't it? Fudge. Thank you for watching.